I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yes, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Bender. Here. Alden, Sellers.
Here.
Martin. Sellers.
Here.
Is Michael coming? Yep.
Yes.
I'm assuming. I tried to call him and I didn't get an answer, so he must
Sue, he was over today. Mike was over today.
Was he?
Yeah. Sue said, well, we've got a meeting tonight at Cedarville. I said, well, he's going to be at our meeting first in Freeport.
He usually is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I need the approval of minutes of November 18th, 2013. Before we can
Wants to
discuss.
make
I move for approval of the minutes of November 18th.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Bender, second by Sellers.
Okay.
We'll take a look at the minutes, please.
Everybody's had them. Any questions on them?
Any questions on the minutes?
Okay.
Just wondering with the supervisor was gonna talk to the pantries.
We're getting that
Still
together
in
now.
there?
Yep,
Okay.
we're still going on. I have a
Okay.
meeting with Faith Center pastor this coming Thursday.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stop and talk with Nikki and the major, Lieutenant?
No,
Okay,
Envoy.
Envoy.
Envoy John.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk to
I
Envoy
already
John.
talked to him about it.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
We'll just do a voice vote.
And then the other,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And then, what were you, thinking about with the lighting and, you know, I know we had talked about the electric bill and all that.
I spoke with Marna, her and Liz
Were you
Paddock.
speeding?
No, especially not through,
Our
We're in a meeting.
right, I spoke with our chief financial officer, Liz Paddock, and her and Marna. They're talking about the lighting and the rebate. We're supposed to be getting the rebate back.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. Do you
We're
know,
working on that.
what the rebate is?
No.
Yet? Oh,
No,
okay.
not
Okay.
right now.
Oh, you just called ComEd
Yep,
and they're
and
gonna give
they-
you a rebate. Now, with that rebate, is it, just for what we've paid in and the bill will be going down? or-
We're supposed to be getting a reduction in our bill.
Oh, okay.
So
And you
we'll
don't
see
know
how
what
that
the
goes.
percentage is?
No,
or
I do
anything?
not.
Okay, just asking.
Not yet. As soon as I find that out, I will definitely let the board know.
Okay.
We're on the approval of the minutes in the
Yes.
agenda.
thank you.
We just need to voice vote.
Any more questions on the minutes?
Which minute? I got one more, just a
Okay.
second. The budget program, how is that going?
It's coming along pretty well. We're going to set up another class probably probably within the next couple weeks. We'll get
Okay.
another group of clients going through that class.
Okay, how many clients are in that class?
All of them have to take the class.
Yeah, I know, but right now,
Right now, we're probably in about 10. We'll be
10?
going 10 at a time. We'll be
oh,
going
okay,
through.
okay.
So, and all are
How are
going to
they
be required.
responding to it? I mean, pretty good?
Mhm,
Okay,
Pretty good.
okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
We're also introducing the actual budget sheet that clients have to do monthly in order to let us know where they want their grant allotments to go.
Okay,
So,
okay,
introducing that as well.
okay.
Any more questions on the minutes?
Nope.
Okay. Trustee Martin, have you had an opportunity to see your minutes?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions? No questions?
No question.
Okay. Let's need a voice vote to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next on the agenda is ordinance T 2013-05 amendment to appropriation and budget ordinance of T 2013-01.
or 105.
Do we
I
have,
think it should be.
We don't have copies of,
I don't have copies
of
of
the
that.
ordinance.
Okay.
We don't have it drafted yet, that's
It's not
why.
drafted yet.
I'm
Oh,
still working on it, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Oh.
So
okay.
that's.
So-
Since this is the first time I've ever done one, I wanted to make sure it was 100% correct.
Okay,
So I don't have the budget, the amendment, the appropriation budget when it's done.
so that's off the
You do.
agenda for now.
Until the 16th.
Yeah, we'll have it in by the 16th. With my apologies to all, as the Supreme Court would say.
no problem.
All right. Next on the agenda is Ordinance T 2013-04, the tax levy. Let me get here. Has everyone had a chance to look
Yes.
at the
Need a motion.
levy? Okay, I need a motion.
I
Right.
did not ever get it.
Really?
I mean, I
This-
got it, but it was on my phone.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay.
On my phone.
You have copies of it?
This is all I got.
Oh, here it is, I got it, Barb.
Didn't get one? I got one. She's got one.
I
No,
got
I didn't
that
get one. No, this is what I got.
Looking right at it.
No. Take that one.
You're gonna give.
Uh-huh. I'm good.
I read that
Okay.
right now.
All right, I need a motion, first of all,
Oh, you're not going to.
to even discuss this on the floor. So can I have a motion to discuss?
Motion approved.
Motion to approve, I'm sorry, motion to
I
approve.
so move.
Okay, need a
Second.
second? Okay. Motion by Martin, second by Sellers.
Just a question,
Mhm.
do we have to have a line item for capital improvement or?
This is a levy for funds.
Right.
So this is, line items, as you know, are.
No, I understand line
expenditure.
items, but I wondered if we needed a capital fund that is not a line item, but that is something that we wanted to put money into.
The capital fund, as I understand it, and the reason I did not include it, that was a conscious decision,
Okay,
was because there's no tax levy for it. Now, you can list it, you can include it at the bottom of the list of funds,
Mhm.
but it's the only really fund we have that is not supported by a real estate tax levy.
Okay.
And some people do, some people don't, but it'll definitely be in the amended appropriation and budget ordinance.
okay,
But the reason I did is because it wasn't supported by a tax levy.
okay, okay.
Are you raising the tax levy?
Doesn't look like it.
Depends. The answer to your question is,
Depends.
are we asking for more money? The answer to that is yes. The amounts that I put in there were last year's, what we actually received last year. For instance, we are budgeted in the town fund, $626,000. However, you only received, if I remember right, $583,000. So what I did is I took the amount you actually received and multiplied it by, and it added, in effect, 1.7% to it, which is, so the bottom line, everything is up by 1.7%. You can amend it later on, but it was an increase, and that's the maximum allowed under the, what's commonly known as the tax
Tax
caps
cap.
statute. You have to go, you can't go up any higher than the lower of 5% or the amount of the consumer price index increase. And according to county clerk, that's 1.7%. So we went up on the amount we're asking for. It doesn't mean you're gonna get all that.
Right.
It's a function of our maximum rate and our total equalized assessed valuation.
So it doesn't
So
really.
you are raising the tax levy?
Yes, the answer to that is a clear yes.
The allowable amount.
We're levying,
More
right.
than we did last year?
Yes, ma'am. No, well,
No, wasn't it 1.0?
no, for instance, the corporate fund will be a lot less. You asked for 626,000 in the corporate fund. I think we're asking for what, 591,000, so you're asking for 35,000 less than what you asked for last year.
Last year's budget was $1,032,000. This year's is $1,006,000.
Okay.
It's a paper increase, but it's not really an increase. We're not asking for more. than what we are allowed under
That's correct.
the law.
Right.
That's correct, we're not asking for more than, as far as we know.
Yeah,
It all depends on what the EAV works out to
Right.
be.
yeah, okay,
And the county clerk will tell us that in April.
right, right.
Mike, just a question on that. That 1.7, are you comfortable that we have acknowledged the possibility of any first times? I know that's probably something, maybe not this year, maybe it'll be next year. I'm talking about E-zone, TIF dollars.
I met with the county clerk.
Okay.
Boy, is it more complicated than it was just a few years
Yes.
ago. So we're doing our best guess.
Okay.
For instance, her idea of an EAV and your idea of an EAV is $50 million different. But that yours is before all the subtraction of all the exemptions, the homeowners exemption, the senior citizen. And the number we had from you was like 289. The number they actually used last year was 231.
Right.
So the number we're gonna be using to apply the rate is gonna be whatever they come up with, 231 or less.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we had a long talk, and I'm still in conversations with the county clerk on a couple of points.
Okay. All right.
So what you're saying, Mike, is it could be more, it could be less.
It won't be more
Okay,
than the
it won't
tax
be more
levy.
than that, that's
No.
right,
No.
that's right. It won't be more than that, but it could be less.
I would even say it's
Probably
probably
gonna
gonna
be
be
less.
less,
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah,
less.
yeah, yeah, okay.
just like last year.
Yeah.
Asked for 626, got 583,
Yep.
in that one fund.
Well, and there's only so much money, and so we go for what we can get, and then we have to settle for what's out there.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as long as people understand, levies are just what we ask for in dollar amounts. It's not the rate, we don't ask for a rate, we just ask for a dollar amount. This is the amount we need. And then the county clerk figures out the rate.
Call for the motion?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yep,
Want me to call the roll?
yep.
Okay. Bender.
Aye.
Altensee. Aye. Martin.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Sellers.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed.
Alrighty. Need a motion for approval of resolution TR 2013-16, 2014 holiday calendar.
Do we have that? I didn't
Can we have a
that.
copy
It's
of it,
on the
please?
back, it's on the last page.
Oh,
wow.
I didn't get one. Wasn't
You
on
copy
my
that?
page.
I didn't get one either.
I don't have one either.
Let me have
Hold on a
yours so I
second.
can make another copy.
Well, I got one.
Oh, you've got
Yeah,
one.
I got one.
Copy of everything that was on my computer. So,
Employee's birthday, is that something new?
we've always had that.
It was
else
removed
didn't get
last
this?
year, and Patrick and I talked
Did
about
you-
it, and we put it back on this year.
Joy, did you need one?
I've got one.
But there's
Thank
still
you.
13.
Everybody's got one?
I got
Mm-hmm.
one. But it still is 13. It didn't increase the number of holidays. did it?
Correct, we removed Good Friday.
You guys are really lucky getting 13 paid holidays, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
that's a lot of
I
holidays.
think you could cut a couple of these holidays out.
New Year's Day, Martin Luther King.
President's Day, Columbus Day.
I'm just curious how it alters our meeting schedule.
You should have
That's
the
on there.
resolution.
It's in that sheet.
That's in
Oh, is
there.
it in the
No,
resolution? Oh, I missed it, sorry. Oh, here we go.
I think there's 3 meetings that had to be rescheduled.
That's Martin Luther King Day and, Labor Day.
President's Day and Martin Luther King, looks like.
And of course Labor Day every year.
Labor Day. But Labor
Well,
Day is
yeah.
always, but
What about
everybody
Memorial
gets
Day?
Labor Day.
That varies in date and when
So,
it is.
President's Day, Martin Luther King. Thank you.
I don't remember which ones vary. July 4th doesn't, I know, and Labor Day doesn't.
Yeah.
Christmas doesn't. Other than that,
Okay, so there's really only 3 that are gonna be affected by it.
Yeah. Patrick, have you checked the other agencies to see how many, if they get 13 paid holidays?
No, I can do that though.
I mean, how long have they been getting these? I mean, have they always been getting them?
We've,
And-
we've mirrored the cities, it's
Yeah,
been here 33 years.
Oh,
yeah,
and
we
you've
have,
always had them?
They've always
Oh,
had the
yeah.
same schedule.
but we can check and see if they're the same.
I think we should check the other agencies, especially when we're in the day and age where we're trying to save some money. And it doesn't show that we're trying to save money when you get more holidays than other people do.
You know, I was really surprised where I work in Monroe that our Donnelly doesn't have Christmas Eve off. They don't have the day after Thanksgiving off.
Is it a private owned?
No, they're all over the world.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
is
it's
a
a
private
It's not
entity.
government.
Private
It's
owned.
private
Right,
It's not government.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
that's
but
what I'm
even when
saying.
I worked at the clinic years ago,
And that's
But
a
that's
hospital.
still,
That again
that's
is
still not
private,
Right.
dictated.
Right.
yeah.
yeah, I
there's the
mean,
difference.
Government
Well, all the more
always gets
reason
more
that
holidays. I
public
should check to
employees
see
that
how
are being
many
paid the
school-
tax dollars
Yeah.
Holidays
should have more
school
than
has.
somebody who's out there working,
right.
you know?
I mean, I
someone
worked,
who's out there working as a public employees don't work?
Well,
You didn't mean that, I know it.
someplace.
I bet the school probably mirrors this too. I have a list and
Doesn't
I'll
this mirror
look
the
at-
county too?
Yes.
Because the
Everything that I
county is
think
set
good
by
for
the
August.
judge. By the-
Counties used to have 16 holidays when- during election years,
Wow.
in presidential
Right.
election
Yeah.
years.
They get
No,
that, yep.
that's ridiculous.
Do they, during election year, do they get 16?
Not anymore,
Not
they used to,
anymore,
they cut it
okay.
back.
But I will check with the other agencies.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the other agencies. if
Do you
they
mean
can
like
all-
the city and the county and, or,
I think she means other townships, don't you?
oh, other townships?
No, other
Other
agencies in
townships don't
Freeport.
Oh, you mean, okay, because
Social
I
service
Oh,
misunderstood.
social service agencies.
Social service agencies.
Oh, okay, because I misunderstood. I thought you meant
Yeah.
other townships.
no,
No.
they don't have regular employees. At least in Stevenson County.
I'm not, wasn't talking of, one
Oh.
thinking Stevenson. I was
It'd be
thinking like
interesting to see what
Rockford
the
and
county health
Sterling.
department
I'm
does.
sure they do.
They would mirror the county, I would think.
Yeah, that is county.
It is county.
Yeah, but they have an independent board of health.
Mhm, They do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'll check with.
I mean, I just guess that if they've been doing it for 33 years, I mean, or however long they've been doing it,
Well, back then,
I mean-
we had more money than we have right now, too.
Well, and the thing is, other agencies have been cutting back on holiday time.
Right.
So it isn't like,
oh,
you know, it's not changing. It is kind of changing, but
Right.
evidently we're the last, government agencies seem to be the last one to change.
Lucky it's not Germany, they have guaranteed 4 weeks of vacation and 28.
and,
Oh, that'd
and
be
Denmark.
wonderful.
Denmark's got, even if you get laid off in Denmark, you're still guaranteed wherever you move to go to another job, you still get your 6 weeks. And if you get laid off today, they keep you so many months until you find you a job. They don't lay you off right away. So
New
I'm saying-
Zealand's similar to that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, the days that are on here, to me, I'm just saying to me, I just think the days that are on here are, you know, kinda normal days. It's nothing out of the norm, you know? I don't know, what do you guys
Groundhog Day
think?
isn't on here.
I don't think they're out of the norm, but when we're talking about saving money, I think we should talk about saving money
Yeah.
within.
You know what the school district did? They traded some days so that they had, you know, more days off at one time than another.
Right.
And by canceling like Columbus Day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they take it on another day, so it's not like they gave up anything, they just,
Well, I'm just
Switched,
gonna
yeah.
check the school
Yeah.
and just see how
they
they
just
did.
switched it.
Right?
Well,
That
my
makes
sister makes the
sense.
calendar, so that's why. I
Well,
know.
then you know.
Right.
Okay.
Are we
So
gonna,
are we gonna
are we gonna
approve
lay this
these?
over?
I don't have a problem with it, but,
Well-
you know, we can vote on it and do whatever.
Want to postpone it to the Sunday?
I would. I would move to lay it over to the next meeting.
Can we use the term postpone instead, with your permission?
Postpone, fine.
Thank you.
We all know what
So
it-
it's gonna be postponed, you're moving to postpone it
Yep.
until December 16th?
Right.
we all know what it's like having a really long weekend, having an office closed, and then coming back, and it's like, oh my God, you know?
And
No, we need to do, I guess, a voice
People
vote
don't
for
get
that.
taken care of.
On the motion to
Okay.
postpone.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure, so that's what the motion is to postpone
Yes.
the resolution until December
December
16th. Okay, now that I understand it.
What's that?
So we do
Do you, well, it's up to you, do you wanna do a roll call or voice
We'll
vote?
do a roll call vote.
Okay,
Okay.
Bender,
Aye.
Altensee,
Aye.
Sellers,
I guess I.
Martin,
Aye. It's not a big
Don't
deal.
make me no
It
difference.
isn't
and
gonna-
Sellers.
Aye.
It isn't gonna change anybody's life in the next 2 weeks.
Barb, on the resolution, the printout reads 17, but your agenda reads 16.
It should be 16 because I looked it up in the book.
Holiday calendar should be 16, and it says 17, so we change 2013, 17 to 2013, 16.
I'll look at it for sure, just to make sure before I have Mike
16 or
review it. Because
17?
I think
I'm
it's
sorry.
supposed to be 16, but I'll look in the book just to make sure.
Because we had a 16 already that what didn't pass. And I don't use reuse numbers, so every year you can look down, even if it doesn't pass.
You can void it,
I mean, it's failed, but it's still
Yeah.
in the books what it
that is
was.
what it was.
That's why I always.
Well, I'll do whatever you want me to do. That's why I
Okay.
changed it to 16 because it wasn't used.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
since
see-
we did have it a couple months ago and it didn't pass.
What was that?
I don't remember, I looked it up, I verified it.
Okay.
So
That's
what's your
why.
point, Mike, that we should,
We should always keep one number per resolution, never use the same number for two different resolutions the
even if
same
it
year.
fails?
Even if it fails.
So we should keep this as 17.
Yeah, the reason we
You
keep
get
it
a
as
new one.
17, and we'll
Okay,
give you
it's
a new
okay.
one. We'll keep it as 17, because that way, we'll
All
just
right.
put, in the index, we'll put 23, 2000 was dash 16, parentheses failed, close parentheses, and then 17. So it'll just be clear for the history of it then.
Do we, just a question, because I'm looking at the agenda, do we have the expenditure to budget comparison report?
Yeah, we'll have it tonight. I got it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I
I'll
guess
hand it
I'd
you
like to
guys.
see it before
Mhm.
the claims and demands, but
No, I'll let you guys see it right now. This is it. There you go. There you go. Over to. There you go. Bring out Mike. One CD as well. You can have one? No, me and Barb can share one. All right. On the agenda next is the approval of claims and demands. I need a motion to approve claims and demands.
I make a motion that we approve the claims of demands.
Second.
Motion by Sullivan, second by Bender. Floor is open for discussion.
I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
It's at 318 North Van Buren.
Mhm.
Has that been approved as a rooming house? Are you aware of it,
I
Cindy?
can't answer that, that's, the city issues that.
I'll have to find out.
Oh,
It's not on your tab list.
No. It's on the house. Okay.
If that's something you
I'm-
can just check out.
I'll get that answer for you.
Okay.
I'll get that done tomorrow.
question, under, on page, yeah, not page, last page.
Mhm.
It says salaries for CWP.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at the same thing, Mickey?
We're looking at claims and
We're
demands.
looking at-
Looking at claims and demands, not looking
Oh,
at.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
budget
You're fine.
comparison.
You're fine.
It didn't look right, that's
Yeah,
why I
it's-
said
yeah,
that.
I was
you're
gonna
right,
say,
you're right,
hmm?
you're right.
Under, on page 1,
Mhm.
under the assessor, the Compass computer company?
That's my IT.
Oh, okay.
Do they not list the medication that's being dispensed through Walmart?
I don't think we
anymore?
can.
I think a HIPAA needs to
I don't
be done.
think we
Yeah.
We did
can do
that
that.
before.
No, and that certain,
Oh, yes,
certain
because she
medication
asked
we
which
didn't.
ones were psychotropic
Yeah.
and which ones were pain medications.
When we first started.
But I don't
Yeah.
think they were listed.
Yes,
Well,
they were.
there's some kind, it was a,
Yeah,
it was
they
a,
used to be
it was a
listed. All of
history
them.
of the medicine.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, how are you getting this?
Mhm.
And then they
Are
were
we
saying
allowed
they
to do
needed
that much?
more,
And
whatever.
why would it,
To
why
share
would it be a HIPAA violation as
the
long as you didn't put the person's
medication?
name there?
I'm not saying it is, I said that's probably why it wasn't put on there.
So it was for so many years and just within the last month or so we quit doing it.
Would you guys like it on there?
Like to see how many people are
You know what we
continuing
could
to get
do,
pain
you
medication.
could, you could bring those and we could look at them without it appearing on here,
Sure,
if that's
good
okay.
idea.
It
Okay.
would be just another way to sort of protect, you know,
People from,
what we're doing versus, you know,
yeah,
sometimes that stuff just gets
Or
misinterpreted.
how often and how long are people on a
that's
pain
what I
medicine?
just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're always gonna have those, when I worked up in the ER, you're always gonna have those people that are coming up just seeking pain medication. And even some of our clients from past years. And, you know, it was good that they were aware that, no, do not give this person Vicodin, or do not give this person Oxycontin. So, yeah, it used to be listed, I was surprised.
So you like a listing of the type of prescriptions?
Probably just do the bills that you get from the pharmacy from
Okay.
Walmart, so that if they show here, then we could go through the bills and see what it was that they were being prescribed.
And you know, people only need, I would think, only need pain medication for just so long unless they're filing for disability and they have a chronic injury where they have to treat it. But, you know, it's so easy to get addicted to it.
Because probably the ones that are higher cost, of course, that's not necessarily true.
No,
Some of the
some of
pain
them-
medication's pretty cheap.
Well, yeah,
It is.
they can,
Yeah.
you know, some of them are on the $4 list if they go generic.
It doesn't matter whether they go to Shopko or Walmart, we don't have a preference, it's up to the individual.
Walmart's the only one.
Walmart's the only one that accepts
Well,
our
it shows Shopko Pharmacy on
vouchers,
page
let's see
one
here.
though.
Really?
Yep,
Yes, it
Used to
does.
only be,
We have Shopko as well.
yeah, for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yep.
had
See, I don't remember
$37.
seeing,
a hoopla about.
But most of it
Shopko.
is at
everybody to
Walmart.
Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
So
oh, there's
Shopko
another
is-
Shopko down here.
So do
Shop-
we start?
Shopko is a vendor of ours.
using- So for a while, they quit being a vendor and then they decided to be one again?
I don't know how that worked out, but
Must have, because all the time,
Right.
we never saw Shopko before.
Yeah,
they accept
because she said.
they're accepting our vouchers.
Thought there used to be.
Oh, really?
Well, obviously,
Let me-
they're accepting the voucher.
They're accepting the voucher.
She would.
But we don't
she would
know
blatantly
particularly,
do that.
an individual, when you give them the voucher, whether they're gonna take it to Shopko or Walmart?
The voucher will say Shopko on it.
Oh, it
Or
will.
will say Walmart on it.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
She was very obnoxious to that. Very.
There's two Shopkos.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is, yeah, I
Mhm.
see another one.
So then they stopped doing that.
There's two Shopkos on
Yeah.
Well, that's good to see they didn't use all their money at Save-A-Lot.
Yeah. You'll sleep better tonight knowing that.
No, I don't care, but I'm just saying.
I'm just
I'm
teasing.
just, right, but I'm just saying, it's good to see that, they realize, well, somebody spent almost half. but-
Well, you know, Christmas is right around the corner, so.
We paid a lot of, what this, Come up,
Yes, we did.
get out of it.
Not like it was, no.
That's great. Wait until a big snowstorm comes.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You ready?
No,
Yeah.
everybody had.
I'm ready.
I love
I,
Family
no,
Dollar.
oh, you have to make a motion first?
We've made the motion and
Oh,
seconded it.
oh,
Now we
I
have to
just-
vote on the
Yeah,
motion
I
unless
just
you have something.
have a comment, yes. I'm just, because of the legality of not having an amendment
Mhm.
yet to our budget, I will be voting no. And
Okay.
please let the minutes reflect that.
I,
Because I'm not doing it just because, I'm
Right.
doing it because there's a legality issue for me of not having a budget and
Mhm.
appropriations amendment.
Bender,
Aye.
Sellers,
Aye.
Altensee,
Aye.
Martin,
No,
Sellers.
Aye. Motion passes. Next on the agenda is the expenditure to budget comparison report.
do you need a motion for this one?
It's just
Do we
information.
Receive
Just
and place it
information.
on file is, you're not approving it, it's just
Right, right.
information
Mhm.
to keep you priced.
Okay. So is it appropriate to ask a question?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you have it.
I'm just curious about salary
Sorry.
CWP.
Mhm.
That was budgeted at 49 and we're right at 52. Is that like a caseworker? See, it says CWP, this,
Where you at
do
here?
we have a,
Work and training program,
Mm-hmm.
who is,
Brian.
That's our.
this would be Brian?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Do we have anybody else that, we can take salaries out of, any other line besides our administration line?
Yes, we could,
Salaries home relief.
yeah, do the home relief.
Okay,
Mhm.
I don't see salaries in there.
Salaries home relief is about 3/4 of the way down on the second page.
Oh, here it is, GA salaries, other NPT, okay, gotcha. So what's GAPT that's only used
Part-time.
1,400
Part-time.
part-time?
Mhm.
And what does that person do?
There is no
There
part-time.
isn't.
Oh, we have no person,
No.
You did, but that individual is gone.
okay.
Is that through the,
Temp.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the temp,
Mhm.
okay, got it. Okay. Do we have a line for the, community clinic? I see the senior center, but I don't see community clinic. Don't we pay them monthly too?
Monthly.
they
No.
pay them once a year.
No, we,
Will you give them all their money
yeah,
at the beginning of the year?
You didn't, I believe the previous administration.
Right.
had given them that money
But
up
senior
front.
center only gets, well, they've got
They
all.
got theirs up
They
front
got theirs
also
up front.
before he took office.
so
Well,
they're all
um,
paid up front. They're all paid.
Then why, if the senior center is listed about having gotten all their money, why don't we list the county health department? I mean, if the senior center got all theirs and we gave county health department all theirs, where is county health department listed?
We didn't do it.
Previous.
The
Right.
previous did.
Well,
Right.
but,
Was that $5,000 to the senior no, I was gonna say.
now
maybe-
that was a contract, Nikki, remember we did the
Right.
contract?
Right.
But we
So
do,
much.
Intergovernmental
it seems to me
agreements.
that we
Government
have
agreement.
this ongoing, I didn't think we gave county health department all their money up front. I didn't think we had that much money to give it to them all the way up front. Can you just check
I
that
will.
out?
Why would you give them all up front anyway? I mean, I'm just
Well, you
asking.
wouldn't think so, since that was, one that got more money than the senior center.
But why would you give any of them,
Because,
anybody all the money up front?
because,
Was it for
matter of
some
fact,
reason?
I spoke with, Brian and I, we spoke about this, about the county health department, that when January 1st starts and affordable health care kicks in, they're gonna owe us a reimbursement because they have their money already up front. So they're gonna owe us some money back.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and I'll check into that again and give you some more information.
Just check into that.
But
and
we've been talking
just
about
give
that
us a
one.
report on
Mhm.
that. That's just curiosity.
So is that
for me.
something that
Mhm.
was done like in January or at the beginning of our fiscal year, or how does that?
That was decided by the previous
Okay.
administration, and it was paid out, and it's fine. But now this affordable health care is kicking in January 1st, and we have until I think it's April 30th, I think, until that they're going to have to either
Pay us back
reimburse
from
us that,
January to April, thank you.
Mhm. or they're gonna have to give us all of our physicals for our clients
Don't they do
without
that
paying them
now?
for that.
Don't they do that now?
What's that?
No.
We pay for our physicals for the clients at County Health?
Once we get going, we're probably gonna. Well, yes. Once we get them going in physicals, they're asking us for money, in which I'm not gonna give them any because we already paid them this grant. So
So let's say we have a client that gets a physical and they're deemed, that they can work.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, a month later, they get a full-time job, but they have to prove, that they can work.
Mhm.
Can they use that at another job, like if they didn't have any physical liabilities or?
as a potential employer myself, I would have them take one so I'll know for sure. I'm not gonna take anyone else's word for it.
I think all employees do that. They
So-
don't use something from, another employee.
If you have a pre-existing condition that might stop you from doing a certain thing, like vertigo, IBS, things like that, they want to know that from the doctor that you actually were diagnosed by.
Mhm.
And so years and years can go by and you can take that and say, well, this is the doctor that diagnosed it, just so you know.
Is the catastrophic insurance, is that paid up for the year?
Yes.
If it's-
Oh.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah,
Because you never know when that can hit.
yeah, right.
And a few lines underneath that
Mm.
is the clinics.
Yeah,
Isn't that where the health department is paid out of?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. 30,000.
Where's that?
48%.
Three lines from the bottom.
Third line from
It's
the
true.
bottom.
Right there.
30,000?
Oh,
is
is
drugs?
that the,
I believe
Medication.
that's the health department.
Mm-hmm.
that's the health department?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I thought I had seen it.
Shelter and rent is something that we're transferring money to, right?
We'll
Line
know,
item.
we'll know next
We're-
meeting.
We're looking at that real closely. Myself and Liz, and we're gonna pull Brian in on that as well. And we're gonna look at that closely, and if we all come to the consensus that we need to, we'll probably have to pull some into that one as well.
You'll have to increase the shelter rent.
Mhm.
Yeah. Boy,
Food, personal, and clothing is 68% too, which is
yeah, that's up there.
Mhm.
years below
That,
that.
that's probably our, Save a Lot?
Yep. Save a
Well,
lot and
Family
Family
Dollar.
Dollar.
Rather
Mhm.
go to
Dollar.
Save a Lot than pay their rent.
Mhm.
It's too
Well,
bad
I
we
just
can't
think
make that
that's gonna get
decision for 'em.
real confusing.
Nah, it won't.
I just don't trust it. But after 30 years of looking at township stuff, boy,
Oh, yeah, little faith.
that's a tough one for me.
Any more discussion on?
Do you anticipate anything on maintenance for this building? 'Cause that's at 77%.
I don't anticipate anything, but you never know.
Do you have a cleaning service?
Yes,
And that comes out of what?
that would come out of Maintenance.
For the building.
building maintenance.
There was $10,000 budgeted and you've already used 77.
Yeah.
Why can I not find it?
First
Which
page,
ones?
in the middle.
I got it.
Maintenance, building, under
I
training,
think,
seminar.
didn't you, Patrick, say that we had to pay that taxes that
Mhm.
was not budgeted for, had to come out of building maintenance? So really, that's a one-time $5,000 charge
Mhm.
that we're not gonna see in the maintenance line item next year,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Okay.
What y'all laughing at?
I crossed my fingers.
Oh.
Oh, you think we're still gonna owe some tax?
No, I hope not. Boy, if
Is
everything
there-
goes-
Oh, I don't wanna go there.
No, you don't want to.
I don't wanna go there. I know what you're talking about. Not go
I'm
there.
glad you do, because I may not know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's all right.
You might.
That's a good report. Thank you for giving it to us. Patrick.
Yes. That'll give us a good snapshot when we do the appropriations and budget appropriation ordinance.
Next on the agenda is the supervisor's report. I spoke to Attorney Phillips today, and he's going to look up some information for me, because my thoughts are to have clients receive taxi tokens and gas cards and have it charged towards their grant. My reason for this is there are clients who have extra money and they're putting extra money towards food and all that stuff. So in order for us to reduce the cost of our taxi tokens and gas cards, a percent should be taken out of their grant per token per gas card. That way it can also help curb selling these things, because no one wants to sell something they have to pay for.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
So
Good
Unless
idea.
they sell it for more than
well,
it costs them.
well, if you come for a $10 gas card and it costs $10 towards your grant, and you sell it for $10, you're gonna still get $10. You're still gonna be paying $10.
Right.
So what about the taxi?
So-
Then can they, is that
That's a token.
commensurate with?
Well, that happened today. Someone came in today for taxi tokens, and they needed 4.
There are no taxi
Okay.
companies.
And
Freeport.
it's $3 a taxi token, and this the appointments was something that they needed to go to. So okay, well, we'd want to take that out of your grant since you have extra money in your grant. Well, that's not fair. Well, yes, it is fair,
Right, just like I have.
because
I mean,
it's I don't think it's fair that you can take X amount of your grant and put it all towards one thing, then expect for us to pay for your transportation.
Well, isn't that $3 a reduced cost?
It is.
Anyway?
It's a reduced cost.
Because what's the actual cost now? of
6.
things? Oh,
There are no taxi companies in Freeport anyhow.
whoa.
And now,
So it would cost them 6 otherwise. So,
now,
hey,
now you have to realize this as
They're
well.
doing it on the side, but they're not licensed. I
We're
mean,
we're
they're not
we're
licensed,
paying
they're
out
not-
$4,800 for taxi tokens.
Don't they
Wow.
have to, or they can
That's
just?
a lot.
there's no taxi companies here, so who do you write the?
I mean the Pretzel City
Oh,
Transit
Pretzel
Bus,
City Bus. Oh, okay.
that one.
I don't have
so-
a problem with it. I think it's a good idea. I
But
wish I
I'm-
would have thought about it.
But I'm gonna we have to let
Don't.
Magic Mike do his thing. I gotta make sure that I'm in compliance with the law.
nothing like that guy in that movie. Don't say
Oh, my God.
Oh, you caught that, Mike?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Yeah, I just caught it, okay.
So give me your thoughts, trustees. What do you guys think?
Oh, like I
think it's
said,
great.
you heard
Yeah,
me.
I think you need to investigate it.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it needs to be looked into.
okay.
You know, because I think that, you know, if they can get these for $3 and otherwise they'd have to pay $6, I mean, that's a bargain. But yeah, I'd like a little bit more information on it.
Okay.
And also what the legalities are to our clients, who if they got it one way and now they're gonna get it another way, do we have to give them 30 days? I mean,
No, actually.
no.
If Mike tells me gives me the go-ahead, we will send a letter out and give them advance notice. It won't just be all of a sudden it
Okay,
happened. We'll
okay,
give them
well,
advance
that's all I
notice.
was concerned
Yeah,
about.
no, we won't do
Yeah,
it.
that's fine.
We'll give them an
Yeah.
advance notice,
Okay.
but this is something that I'm really would like to implement. So
With me, I think it's a great idea. Anytime you can, with the budget planning, this is how much money you've got a month. And if we can train them, just like if they was to go get a job, they're gonna have a certain amount of money every month, and they're gonna have to learn how to do it. I think you need to learn how to use your money even with Township. I mean, and that's free money so far. But I think it's a great idea. I think if we can train them and get them on a way of learning how to use money and spend money and think about money, then it's not just coming in, I'm getting free money. So I like it.
and yes,
Yes.
and we're getting good reviews from clients about the budget sheet. Oh, this is a great idea. This is a great idea. Thank you so very much. Because they'll come in, well, I want this put on here. I want this put on there. Nope. You're going to have a budget sheet. You got to bring it in, and you'll meet with your caseworker every month. And you're going to go over that budget sheet, and you're going to put where you want your money on this budget sheet. And on that budget sheet now will include, if Mike gives me the go-ahead, transportation. So if you have scheduled doctor's appointments, and you know that you have doctor's appointments, you need to budget that into your grant to get the
I love it.
transit tokens.
And please don't wait the day of the doctor appointment.
Exactly.
I gotta be there in 10 minutes.
Right.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I vote yes.
Well, thank you.
You go, girl.
Thank you. All righty. Assessor's report.
The only thing I can tell you is Board of Review has met, we've done the first round. They've reduced the base by another 466,000 assessed. We have our hearings the third week of December. They will begin December 17th.
Oh my, just before Christmas.
And actually, out of the 80-some appeals we have, 20 coming in to talk to us, so. And that's including the commercial and industrials that we have, so. It's been pretty modest, and we're pleased.
Good.
You said it would reduce the base by 366,000?
466,000.
466. And the hearings start December 17th?
Correct.
And you said out of the 80 appeals, 20 came in to talk to you?
20 will come in to have hearings.
Oh, that's what I wanted to know.
Personal
Okay.
hearings.
Okay. Come in to hearings.
That's it?
So?
You want to ask Mike about the contract?
No, I'll
Okay.
take care of that later.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Trustees report.
Okay, I looked up in, that training that we went to,
Mhm.
the AFR and the annual audit is due in the comptroller's office 180 days after the end of the fiscal year. I'll give you this for reference,
Mhm.
because I made a copy, we all did it, we all
Mhm.
went to that training session.
But it's already done.
It's already done.
Okay,
It's done.
I'd like a copy of the AFR report.
That's the one that we have, right?
What is the, I didn't go to the training. What is the
Okay,
AFR report?
it's
I'm
the
sorry.
actual financial,
Mhm.
report from the previous fiscal year that
I get it.
shows all of the, I think it's the revenue,
Mhm.
maybe? What does it say
Is
here?
it different than the annual audit?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's the supervisor's report you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have it on my desk. I'll give it to you.
Okay. Yep, that'd be great. I'd
You asked me
appreciate
to look
that.
into it, I found out that Liz had filed it with Controller's Office
Yes.
in October.
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Both that and a copy of the annual audit.
Okay, so that, yes, I'd like that. The other thing, and Michael, I know that you've told us we don't have to do this,
Okay.
but I just read in the paper again, where people are filing their financial audits in the paper, and we just went through the school district, and all the salaries are listed, and we used to do that. And I don't know why we don't have to do that.
No, we didn't, we
don't.
quit.
There was
We
a
quit doing it
law
under.
put into place that we did not have to do that
Yeah.
any longer. You just have to make it available, which is what Mike had shared with us
Right.
last meeting.
What
So,
don't
did we
proceed
have
about-
to make available to the public then, all of the salaries and what everybody is
No.
making?
No.
Well,
It'd be
that's
the
all
same
public
condensed.
knowledge. If
If
somebody
someone
asks me for the
wants to
salary,
come
it's
in.
public knowledge.
It is.
Oh, absolutely.
Then I'd like a copy of the salaries, because we have not had any information about who is working here and how much they're getting paid.
Okay.
I'd like to have that.
You should be
Absolutely.
able to get
Sure,
that from Patrick.
absolutely.
From who?
For me.
Patrick.
Patrick, not a problem.
Okay,
I'll get it to you.
all right. And I'd also like what ordinance that we're using that shows, everybody's status and what we determine is the levels of what people get paid.
I don't believe there is such a
Yes, there is.
document.
Yeah, there is, I think I have a copy of
Hold
it.
on, 1 second. That document was dismissed last year if the two trustees that were present at the last year's salaries, there was no document prepared. In fact, the document reads very simply that the staff were getting a 25-cent raise.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no.
There
I'm
is-
not
there is
talking
nothing.
about that. I'm
I
not
know
talking
what you're
about that.
asking for. I
I'm
asked for it
talking
last year
about
also.
the document that we passed that shows the salary structure for your office and our office.
That
We-
structure doesn't exist. When I asked for it last year, and all we were given was a couple of lines on a resolution that said that the
No,
staff
I
would
have a
be given
copy of
25
it in my
cents.
file. Cindy.
You may,
I
but
have
we
a
don't.
copy in my
I don't.
file.
We don't.
It was given to the board, and I have a
It was
copy of it.
not, because I was
Not
present
yet.
and I asked, are we not going to get the breakdown of the salaries? Showing all individual salaries, and we did not get it for 2013.
Okay, so do
14,
you think
12,
that
and
we should
13.
have it now, or do you think now you don't care anymore?
You're
Well,
gonna
bring it
doctor it
in,
up.
let's
I
see
mean,
it.
it's going to be, Patrick and I are gonna be reviewing personnel rules and regs after January 1st.
Yep.
And definitely things will change. Personnel rules and regs, the
Yep.
way they have been written and handled previously, with Mike's sanction that everything, the changes are legal changes. Yeah,
But
what we had,
we should have something on personnel rules and regs.
you have
We
the
do.
personnel rules and regs. What you're asking for is salaries. Salaries went out the window a year ago.
No, they
Yes,
didn't.
they did.
No, they
If you've
didn't.
got
Okay.
it, I'd love
No,
to see the
I'll
document.
go look, because
I'd love to
I've
see
got
it.
something, I know I
Okay.
do, because
Point of
I
order,
asked
please. Point of order.
specifically.
Point of order.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes.
It used to be years ago, they had levels that people, in fact, I think I still have a copy of it at home in my original.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. And it used to be that, didn't they vote on if a person got a raise or if they got an
Mhm.
increase?
Yes.
And
Okay.
then they all of a sudden they quit doing that, and mysteriously,
Yeah.
people got all kinds of money,
But Cindy, just for
and it never
clarification,
got talked about.
remember
Yeah,
when you
right.
had the issue that your staff person had not gotten the raise? And all those documents were brought in to show, that
Right.
yes, she
That would
should
have been
have gotten.
2012, that would have been 2011 and 12. That is
Yes,
correct.
yes.
2012 and 13, nothing came to this board. Nothing came to this board
So
in
that,
regards to salaries.
okay, so the one that I'm talking about then, that I
Would have
probably
been
have
11
in my
and
file,
12,
would be 2011, 2012.
correct. In 2012, 13, there was no such animal.
Okay, I'm gonna check, because I can't believe that we didn't do something.
You
And
did, you passed a resolution giving the staff 25-cent
25
raise.
cents an hour, right?
Yeah, but we do that all the
That was,
time. We do that every year, and I voted against it, so,
Ordinance
you know.
T-2012-04 passed on August 20th, 2012. COLA increase of 25 cents per hour.
That's all they were given,
That's
that's
all we
all
had.
the trustees were given.
And I voted against it because wasn't where we were.
You and I were the only ones who voted no.
Probably, okay.
We were.
All right. I'm sorry.
No.
Discussion.
Any other trustee business?
Do we get a bonus?
I will,
A
I
Christmas
will,
bonus? No, I'm just
Oh,
joking.
yeah.
Just
I
trying to
will-
bring some life into
Yeah,
the
I will, I will look into the camera and
Sounds like
say,
a winner though, what
no.
else you got to say? Keep it up.
Do I get a
lottery ticket.
Do I get a birthday bonus? My birthday's on Thursday. Joy, she's had a birthday since we've been in office.
Yeah.
There'll be no Christmas bonuses, there'll be no Hanukkah bonuses, there'll be
Okay.
no Kwanzaa bonuses.
Okay.
And you
No
might-
bonuses.
You just take off.
bonus.
None of that.
Oh, Mike.
Is there any other business?
You take all the fun out of it.
No.
Okay.
Public comments? Yes, please.
My name is Barb Kennison. I reside at 2556 Stevenson Circle, Freeport. About the money coming back from the clinic and the health department, whatever's been overpaid. That's just money flying back and forth. Can't they just credit your account? That way, it just cuts down on all the paperwork and time. I think that for myself, that would be a better idea. As for the website, I know it's been working on. You've shown me the website. I would like to see a brief on Facebook. What's been going on? People want to know because nothing's going in the paper. I would like people to see what positive steps have been taken to turn the township around.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I'm just really proud to be on this board.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really
you.
am. I don't.
She still doesn't get a birthday present. I knew where you're.
Buy me a
Quit sucking
martini.
up.
All right.
Quit sucking up.
Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Boy, those motions come fast.
Do I do a voice vote? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.